Pakistan is one of the most powerful military states in Asia, not because it has the world's biggest economy, not because it spends like a superpower, but because when it comes to hard military power, Pakistan has built a force that no serious enemy can afford to underestimate. This is a country with one of the largest standing armies on Earth, thousands of armored vehicles, a battle-capable air force, a navy built to create chaos at sea, a growing drone ecosystem, a dangerous missile arsenal, and an estimated 170 to 180 nuclear warheads that change the entire balance of power in South Asia. And that is why Pakistan matters. Because military power is not just about wealth. Military power is about whether a country can fight, survive, retaliate, and force a stronger enemy to hesitate. Pakistan can do all four, and once you understand the full scale of its armed forces, you begin to see why every regional crisis involving Pakistan is treated with global seriousness. Pakistan's strength begins with manpower. Its total active armed forces are commonly estimated at around 650,000 personnel. Out of that, the Pakistan Army alone makes up roughly 550,000 to 560,000 active troops. Then come reserve formations, often estimated above 500,000, plus large paramilitary forces used for border control, internal security, and rapid reinforcement. That is not just a large military, that is a military built for sustained pressure. Because in real war, manpower still matters. Technology can shape the battlefield, missiles can shock the enemy, aircraft can dominate the sky, but territory is still held by soldiers, and Pakistan has a lot of them. But numbers alone do not explain why this military is feared. What makes Pakistan powerful is that its armed forces are not designed for ceremonial prestige. They are designed for high-risk conflict. This is a military shaped by wars, border crises, insurgencies, mountain deployments, internal security operations, and constant readiness against a larger rival. That kind of environment produces a different type of force, a harder force, a more alert force, a force that expects pressure and prepares for it. And that is where Pakistan becomes dangerous. Now let's talk about the core of that danger, the army. Pakistan fields one of the largest tank fleets in Asia, generally estimated at around 2,400 to 2,700 tanks. That gives Pakistan heavy armored punch across major land sectors, and tanks are not just for show. In any fast-moving conventional war, tanks are what break formations, exploit weak sectors, push through pressure points, and force the enemy to react under stress. Pakistan understands that. That is why its army is not built as a passive defensive force. It is built to absorb, maneuver, and strike back, and tanks are only part of the picture. Pakistan also fields large numbers of armored personnel carriers, infantry fighting vehicles, self-propelled guns. That combination matters because a strong army is not just about what it owns. It is about how it fights as a system: mobility, armor, artillery, logistics, communications, reserves, and timing. Pakistan's military doctrine has long focused on exactly that kind of integrated battlefield response. Then comes one of the most underestimated parts of Pakistan's military power: artillery. In a regional war, artillery would become one of the biggest killers from the very first hour. Pakistan maintains a large mix of tube artillery, rocket systems, and battlefield fire support. And that matters because artillery shapes the ground before armies even collide head-on. It suppresses positions, breaks supply lines, pins down units, destroys momentum, and creates fear long before troops close in. A military with serious artillery can make an enemy bleed without moving a single tank forward. Pakistan knows this very well. That is why its ground power is not just based on manpower and armor. It is based on sustained firepower, now shift from the ground to the sky. Because a modern army without air cover is vulnerable, and Pakistan's Air Force is one of the most important reasons its military remains so respected. The Pakistan Air Force is commonly estimated at around 70,000 personnel, with roughly 400 plus combat-capable aircraft depending on how fleets are counted. Its backbone includes the JF-17 Thunder in several variants, around 70 to 75 F-16 fighters, Mirage aircraft still used in strike roles, and Chinese-origin J-10CE fighters that have strengthened long-range air combat capability. That is a serious air force, not symbolic, not decorative, serious, because modern military power is not just about owning jets. That is why missile forces are not just weapons. They are decision-shaping tools. They make every enemy planner ask the same question: how much damage can we take before this spirals out of control? And then comes the most powerful layer of all: nuclear weapons. Pakistan is widely estimated to possess around 170 to 180 nuclear warheads. That alone makes it one of the most consequential military powers in the world, because once a country has a credible nuclear deterrent, no serious war plan against it remains simple. Pakistan's nuclear strategy exists for a very clear reason. It faces a much larger rival in India, a state with a bigger economy, larger industrial base, and broader conventional capacity. Pakistan knows it cannot match that scale forever in every single category, so it built deterrence around risk. Its message is brutally clear: you may be larger, you may be richer, you may even look stronger on paper, but if you push this conflict too far, the price could become catastrophic. Pakistan is one of the most heavily armed, strategically significant, and militarily dangerous countries in Asia, not because it has everything, but because it has enough manpower, enough armor, enough air power, enough missiles, and enough nuclear strength to make any war against it deeply costly and terrifyingly unpredictable. And in geopolitics, that is more than strength, that is power.